Good morning. So finish this sentence. The next time I might want to try, and then fill in the blank. The next time I might want to try. Fill in that blank and you will have the answer to what will make your next painting better than this one. I don't believe that every painting is better than the one before it. You might have a painting that you did 20 years ago that you like better than one you did today. You might do a painting next week that is the best one you've ever done. And then for the next 52 weeks, you can't outdo yourself. Don't feel alone with that. This is the struggle of all artists. This is the struggle with all artists, whether they're painters or musicians, choreographers, filmmakers, anybody who's creative, who wants to become really, really good at their craft, always wants to do something better than the one before. It doesn't always happen that way. But one way to motivate yourself or to think in terms of what you can do to make the next one better is to fill in that blank. Next time, I might want to try. Boom. So today's picture is the Montauk Lighthouse at the easternmost point of Long Island. So I want to show you how I painted that. But the reason it occurred to me to share with you that one statement that'll help you be better, maybe not next time, but maybe 2 times down from now, is because of this painting. Because I'm not happy with it. I don't know why. But it could be better. And since it could be better, I'm asking myself with a statement, the next time I might want to try. So far, the answers I came up with are, I might want to try more toned down colors. I might want to try a more limited palette. Just like 3 colors, but don't use the whole spectrum. Just keep it very, very small. And maybe the composition isn't perfect, because as you see, when I folded it into a card, the top of the lighthouse sort of got cut off. I kind of cropped it too close. I sketched it first, you'll see. But I know that from watching the YouTube statistics and the feedback that I get from YouTube, it shows me that there are 3 types of viewers. There are the viewers that only watch this part right here. And I get that, because this part is when I'm sharing a little bit of insight into the art and show what I'm going to paint in the next video. And the rest of it is usually anywhere from a half hour to an hour long or longer. So it's kind of long. Some people watch the whole thing, and I love that, because I put, into today's case, there's going to be a poem about Montauk Lighthouse. It's a love poem, really, but you'll see. And then some people watch just the beginning, some people watch the whole thing, and some people watch the beginning and the end. They want to see how the picture turned out. They'll watch how I started it, and then they'll zoom past it and see how I finished it. I want you to be your own teacher. I want to be my own teacher. But I don't mind learning by watching other people, and hopefully we're learning together. And if I were to ask you to tell me the next time you might want to, meaning you're telling me, I would love to know what your thoughts are. The next time I might want to do it, this is watercolor and gouache. I mixed the 2 together only because I messed up. That's an important thing. I told myself when I started this YouTube channel, I would not shy away from being honest with you when I messed up. And I messed up royally with the watercolor. You'll see in the content, you know, if you watch the whole video, you'll see where I messed up. And then I tried to fix it with the gouache. And I guess I did. It didn't come out too bad. But it made me say to myself, the next time I might want to, and there are numbers of correct answers that go into that blank. Okay, well, hopefully that little tip gives you something in your arsenal of things that'll help you become a better artist. Hey, you could use that in anything. You know, let's say you're going on a trip. You come back with the trip and you say, next time I might want to take the train. Or the next time I might want to stay closer to home. Or, I don't know. All things in life you could maybe make better with that one statement. Okay. That's enough of an intro. Let's get to this. I want to show you how I painted this. And there's a poem that goes with this also. It's deeper into the video. You'll see. You'll hear it. And let's go. Good morning. Let's start with horizon. This is a simple straight line. And it's just going to be a little bit lower than that, maybe. Just a little bit lower. This is Montauk on Long Island, on the easternmost point of Long Island. I've never been there. I grew up on Long Island, but I've never been to Montauk, or Montauk Point as we call it. It's got a lighthouse, that's what I want to focus on. And I have a little poem. This is the piece of land that the lighthouse sits on. Just the edge, or the very edge of Long Island. And this comes around. There's a lot of rocks on the edge here, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get those rocks. And we'll kind of hint at them right now. Just kind of grabbing. And the light's going to be coming at it from here. So the lighthouse itself is not lit because it's daylight. But I just like the idea of the morning. So you have a little structure right there, a commemorative statue of some sort. And let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings here first. So a little building here. That's all we need. A little bit bigger building here. Got this side where the sun is going to hit. And a little bit like that. There's another building over here, right next to it. There we go. And the ground sort of is there like that. And then the taller building here. Taller. This might be the museum. I've not been there, so I don't know. I do have a poem that I found that I'll share with you also. It's a love poem. It doesn't really mention Montauk, a lot, but it mentions it one time, and it makes you wonder about the writer of it. So I'll read that to you too. There we go. It doesn't have to be a perfectly sketched building, just enough to give us the idea of what's over there. Got lots of windows on top, got a dark area down here. And then of course the lighthouse itself. It stands behind these two buildings here. So we're just give it a little angle there. The lighthouse is not perfectly round like the one in St. Augustine. It has some flat sides to it. Oops, I think I did that a little bit too wide. Yeah, so I'm going to do this with probably with a mixture of watercolor and gouache. That's probably what I'm going to do. A little bit of light right there. And then at the top. Let's see. Then it has a loop. A dome. Has a dome at the top. Right to the edge of the card, right there. And then of course there'll be some clouds in the sky. Alright, so there's our rough sketch. Let's go ahead and get the paint. And I will be using the infamous pan watercolors and the infamous dried up gouache. So I'll be using a mixture of the two. I kind of think I want the bottom part to be almost pink. So let's get the water around those buildings. And we'll get it wet. Watercolor is a great way to paint gradual things. It's almost like the water does it itself. Alright, there we go. Looks like it's wet, right? Looks like it's wet. Let's get some of this red here. Just put that in there. Just get that in there. Just spread it around. Then get some of that blue. Put that blue in the top there. Just let it go. It's a pretty simple thing to put the sky down on watercolor. And it's also magical because it does it itself, almost. Almost is the maybe the scary word, right? When you say almost. It's like a little frightening. What do you mean almost? It either should or shouldn't. There we go. Let's get a little bit more. So I think I like this to be a sunrise. The poem makes me think that the poet was there. Oh, the poet, yes, I just looked at it. Yeah, he was there in the morning. So I want to read that to you. So first let me get some of these orange tones down here. This light's the light orange, light yellow. Down here on this rocky surface here. Yeah, we'll take care of the details. But right now I just want this rocky surface to sort of be a little bit obvious here. A little bit defined is what I want to say. Just some of these areas here. And then the water itself. The water itself can be like a nice blue-green, I think. Just gotta wait for that to dry up there. So I can put a lot of this here. And of course the white waves will be breaking against the stones. So we'll get that in there in a second. Alright, I'm laying all this stuff down. I can't go too close to the horizon, it'll bleed over. Get some dark green up here. Again, I can't get too close to the edge, otherwise it'll bleed over. Alright, there we go. Now just let that dry, and I want to read to you the poem. It's written by C. Ingram Dougherty. The letter C. I don't know what his first name was. And the poem is called To Emily Across the Sea. And it says that C. Ingram Dougherty died at 34 years old. He was young. It doesn't say when he wrote the poem, but he lived from 1883 until 1917. And this is what he writes. As this new day begins, my heart reaches for you across the sea. This is as far as I can travel, but my love is eternity. My dearest Emily on the other side, this looming beacon at my back. Montauk's light dims when compared to the fire inside, the fire that lights my wandering track. Do my thoughts shine across? Does my love cast a glow upon your face? Are you feeling my unbroken passion as it skips along the sky and the waves? Wow. Well, that guy was in love. You can feel it, right? Alright, well that's drying. It's almost dry there. That looks good enough. I can add some there. Yeah, that young guy. 1883. Well, he died 1917. I don't know anything about him. I wonder if that was... What if he was in World War I? Could be. could be he went back across. I'm guessing that Emily was in Europe. I'm just guessing that. I don't know. So, I have friends who post photos a lot on Facebook of this area. I did not use one of their photos for reference, by the way. But I see this all the time, and I've never been here. I grew up on Long Island, but I grew up on western Long Island. And it's called Long Island because it's a long island. Absolutely. I think it's 100 miles long. I'm not really sure how long it is, but I think so. So I'm trying to get these rocks here. Just a couple of ideas, a couple of the sense of some rocks. So how you doing? I didn't ask you how you were doing yet. I know how some of you are doing because you write on the Facebook group, which is outstanding. So this is, I think, maybe the 4th lighthouse I've painted. And the one thing I learned about lighthouses is that they're all unique. They all have their own shape and their own, well, and they all have stories. Every lighthouse has a story. Isn't that kind of incredible? So, trying to get this ocean here, this Atlantic Ocean. Get some of those waves breaking here right at the edge, coming up on the rocks. One of these days I will go there. One of these days I will post pictures on Facebook of my visit to Montauk Point. There's our ocean. Now let's get the lighthouse. The lighthouse has like a red middle section. Looks like it goes right across. So that's the distinguishing mark about this particular lighthouse. Whoops, something's buzzing. Let's see. Now I'm going to use I'll try to get some of these colors here. Let me try to see if I can get some clouds in this sky. Some morning clouds. That look of morning, of the light shining on the clouds from the east as the sun is rising. There we go. We'll add some orange to that a little bit. Now over here, this should be a little bit darker. That's going to be the shadow side. Over there's going to be a little bit lighter. Try and get this a little bit dark, a little bit lighter here. We can use the white of the paper to be the bright side, as you can already see it, right? And up here, we have that top, that dome. Let me use the skinny brush. Let me use the skinny brush. There we go. And it has to be a slightly dark, or slightly lighter. If it doesn't work out, then I can always make the other one darker. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Just take as much as I can here. See if I can do this without using a pen. I might use a pen anyway. Okay. See some of these rooftops in here. There we go. It's still got a lot of water near it, so I'm going to stay away from that one for a while. The subject of artists probably are here all the time doing paintings. So one of the lighthouses I did was oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was on Long Beach Island in New Jersey. And Robert and I went there specifically to do oh, I forgot a building. There's another building in here. Oh my gosh, I forgot a whole building. There's a building right here behind it. How did I miss that? All right, let me paint it in. Wow, I missed the whole building. I just wasn't being observant, was I? Isn't that funny how you can miss something so obvious? It's a big building, but for some reason I missed it. And then this side of it, see, now I have these clouds in the way, but that's okay, because watch this trick. Watch this trick. So what I understand about this lighthouse is that George Washington ordered that it be built. Isn't that cool? There. And now we got the building there. And this little building over here sticks out a little farther than I have it. Here we go. And this building has some horizontal lines on it. There we go. Make it a little bit darker than the sky. little red over here. It should be red. I didn't do a good job of putting red in there. Now let's get some yellow in there from where the light's hitting it. Probably should get a lot of yellow in here. Some yellow in there too. And then we'll make the dark side even darker. We should lift some of that yellow. It's a little bit too yellow now. Okay, let's stay away from that for a while. Let's go ahead and put this side of this building here. And the side of this building here. And here. Try and get this building. Still wet there. It's not good. It's not good to bleed through right there. And then this side of the building. Yellow and this orange and kind of make a pink kind of a look to the sky. Oops, oops, oops. Oh no. Everything's fixable, but that just didn't have to happen like that. Okay. Let's just get this water spread out here.